Today our problem statement is create a program to check a given number is prime number or not. Let's say 97. We know 97 is a prime number. So if I enter here, the system give me 97 is a prime number. But if we give 100 or let's say 99, so first we have to understand what is prime number. So this is a school standard math where we know a prime number is a whole number which is basically greater than 1 and that can be divided by 1 or itself. So what it means, let's say 7. So you can see here 7 can only be divided by 7 and 1, not 2 3 4 any other number, right? So similarly 7 29 97, these are basically some prime number. But today we will create a program where user will input any number and we have to check that is a prime number or not. So first check the flowchart. So if you check, this is basically the flowchart of a prime number, but we will understand this flowchart with some value. So first we will check this flow with some non-prime number, then we will check with some prime number. So 4, it is a non-prime number. Let's check how it is work here. So our program start here and we have to create some variable. One is n where user will input that will be collected, then we will set a flag is equal to 1, or if it's not prime then we will set it as a 0 based on the logic. And our for loop start here, and that for loop initial part, that is I, will be start with 2. We will start from 2, not from 1, because prime number we know the definition, that is basically it is a whole number and greater than 1, right? So we will start from 2, then check the logic. So let's check it first. So user enter a value 4, that will be collected under n, flag we set as 1, then a variable r that need for collecting remainder, and I will be start with 2. Now my for loop start here and it will check I less than equal to n. I means 2 is less than equal to n, that is 4. So is 2 less than equal to 4? Yes. So here our first iterations will start, and in first iterations it will first set r value. If it's a yes, so it will go for this path, and r is equal to n modulo I. So n we know 4 and I we know 2, so n modulo I, that's mean 4 modulo 2, that is basically remainder is 0. So r will be set as 0, and then it will check if r equal to 0, is r equal to 0. Yes, because we said that r is equal to 0, and if it is yes, then it will set the flag value to 0. So this is my flag. Previously it was set as 1, now it will set as 0. So once the flag is set 0, then it will actually exit from this loop, because if it is the second iteration, that it will go this side. But you can see here we are actually going to this no part, that is basically exit from this loop. So how we can exit from this loop in between that? So that's why we use some break statement, that is a new keyword. Break basically used to exit from this loop, because we got that one, and you can see as for flow we said the flag is 0. Okay, flag is set is 0. Now we have to exit from this loop, and outside of this loop we have to again check is flag is equal to 1. If 1, then it will be a prime number, and if it's a not equal to 1, then it will be a non-prime number. So we set flag is equal to 0, that's mean it will check is f equal to or flag equal to 1. No, so it will check that or print that 4 is not a prime number. Now let's check with a prime number. So 5 is a prime number. Let's say user enter a value 5. So it will go here first. It will go for this condition I is basically 2. Is 2 less than n? N means 5. Is 2 less than 5? Yes. So it will start our first iterations. So it will go here and first it set r value. So r is equal to n modulo I. So n is 5, r is 2. So modulo means it will give me reminder as 1. So r is now set as 1. Now it will check is r equal to 0? No, r is equal to 1. So it will go for the no part and it will increment I value. So that's mean previously it was 2, now I plus 1, that is 3. Now it will go for the next iteration and check I less than n. So I is now 3. Is 3 less than n? That's mean less than 5. So I less than n means 3 less than 5, yes, it will go for the second iteration. So here my second iteration start, and what it will do, it will then again create or check the reminder r with n means 5, and the next iteration's value of I is 3. So 5 modulo 3, that is basically 2. So r will be set with 2 in next iteration. Then it will check r double equal to 0, no, r is 2. So that's mean again it will go for the next part or no part, and it will increment I value with more than 1 or plus 1, that is basically 3 plus 1 nothing but 4. Now it will check is 4 less than 5, because n is 5, 4 less than 5, again it will go for the next iteration, that is basically iteration number 3, and in iteration number 3 it will again set n modulo I, that is r value. So n is 5 and now I is 4, so again it will check 5 modulo 4, that is nothing but reminder is 1. So again it will check if the reminder is 1, r double equal to 0, no, again it will increment I value. Now I is 4 to 5, so I is set as 5. Then it will go here again and it will check 5 less than 5, no, 5 not less than 5, 5 is equal to 5 but not less than 5, so it will go for the no part and exit from this loop. So that's mean now on the exit of the loop or the outside of the loop, it will check that flag is equal to 1 or not. So we are not setting a flag in any iteration because our logic is not matched, so that's why flag is now 1. So once the my flag is 1, so it will check if flag is equal to 1, so it will go for the yes part and it will print it as a prime number. So 5 is a prime number. So now let's check this example in Eclipse. So I have opened my Eclipse IDE. This is my prime number class and it is under com.demo.loop package, and this is my main method. Now let's double click here to get a wider view. Now based on this flowchart, first we have to create some variable n, flag and r, where flag will be set with 1. So let's do that. Now you can see here I have created a integer variable n, then flag with a value 1 and then r. Now we have to create a statement so that user can understand that they have to put some value to check the prime number, and that will be collected under n. So let's create a print statement. So now I have created a print statement and says that enter number for prime check. Okay, so user will enter that one and that will be collected under n variable. So n equal to, now we will use scanner class instance to take the input. So we will take the scanner class instance. We have to create the instance here. So first create an instance of scanner class. So now you can see my scanner class instance is ready and we have to import the package. You can directly use your control shift O, it will automatically import your scanner class package. Now my scanner class instance is ready and we have to collect with the help of scanner class under n variable. So that is basically sc dot next in, because it's an integer value or variable in, right? So once it is done, my scanner class instance or scanner class work is also done. So best practice we already says that sc dot close you have to use. So now my scanner class and n variable value collections is done. Now if you go to the flow chart again, now we have to create a for loop where I will be start with 2 and condition is I less than n, and that will be increment operator. We have to use I plus plus. Okay, so let's create a for loop. So now I have created a for loop where int I is equal to 2, I less than n and I plus plus, and my for loop start here and end here. Okay, now save it using control S, go to the flowchart again. Now check under this for loop, I have to first set r is equal to n modulo I. So set it r is equal to n modulo I. So my first statement under for loop is done. Now check the second statement. Here I have to create a condition, that is if r double equal to 0, if r double equal to 0. So make a if conditions under this for loop. So condition is if r equal to 0, then your if start here and end here. Now save it using control S. Now let's check what we have to do under if. So you can see here if it is 0, so that's mean it is go for the yes, but means under if block we have to set flag is equal to 0. So let's make a flag is equal to 0 here. Flag is our previously set as 1. Now we'll set it 0 based on these conditions. Okay, now save it using Control S. Now think carefully in this flowchart that this flag is equal to 0. Once it is done or set, then we will actually exit to this loop, because loop iterations going this side, but we are actually try to exit from this loop, this no part. Okay, so that's mean we have to use something that so that we can directly exit from this loop. So here you can see, if I don't do anything, then it will again go for the for loop iteration. So here we have to do something. So what is that something? Something is that a new keyword you have to understand, that is called break statement. So you have to just type break, 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 and then semicolon. So this break means once you are in these conditions, you don't want to reiterate this loop again, you just want to exit from this loop. So this is my exit part of this loop. Here my for loop close, right? So that's mean my this part is done, and once we exit, or if any conditions of the iteration is not fulfilled, so it will again come to this exit, that is no part. And here, that is outside of the loop, we have to do some condition again, where we will check is flag is equal to 1, that we previously set, or we set flag is equal to 0. So that check we need to do outside of the for loop. So first we have to create a if statement, is flag double equal to 1. So let's do that outside the for loop. So now this is my for loop close statement, and here I have to create a statement, if flag double equal to 1. If yes, then we will print something like system.out.println, and here we will write that this is a prime number. Right, now if it's a 0, then we will, as per this flowchart, we will make, if it's not a 1, that's mean if it's a 0 or any other thing, so that will be a not prime number, so it will be a else part. So under else part, let's create another statement like this is not a prime number. Okay, so this is, we can make here not a prime number. Now my program is ready, and if you execute, you will get it is a prime number or it is not a prime number. But more beautifications we can do here. Instead of this, we can print that number, whatever the number, let's say 7, 5, 8, whatever the number user input, that number we will give dynamically, and say that 5 is not a prime number or 5 is a prime number. So how we can do that? So user enter the value under this n variable, right? So we can directly use n, and we know to use this type of dynamic thing, we have to make some concatenation here. So we can make, instead of this, n is a prime number, or if it's not a prime number, then we can again make n then plus, and then we can say that n, that is the value entered, let's say 10 is not a prime number, then save it using Control S. Now double click here and check the prime number. Let first check which is not a prime number, run it here. So we know that 10 is not a prime number, so create a value. So here system give me enter number for prime check. I put a 10 and enter, so you can see I am getting 10 is not a prime number. Now check it with some positive value, that is a prime number, let's say 5 is a prime number, right? So if I enter 5 and then enter, so you can see it's a prime number. Let's check with another value, let's say 97. We know 97 is a prime number, so if I enter here, so system give me 97 is a prime number. But if we give 100 or let's say 99, so system will give me 99 is not a prime number. So this way, if you understand this flow, then you can easily create a program like this. Now my recommendation is that first understand this flow and try to create some example from your side in a Excel in this manner, and try to understand this flow very properly. After that, once you understand this one, just do the same thing in your Eclipse and you will get the exact result.
I believe this video has helped you to understand about the topic. Thank you for watching. Please do subscribe, click on the bell notifications and select all so that you don't miss any video from this channel.